Hi friends, welcome to the video. In the last chapter, we studied about the fundamental checkmates, checkmate with single rook, checkmate with single queen, checkmate with two bishops, and checkmate with bishop and a knight. I hope you are comfortable with the basic checkmates, at least with a single rook and with a single queen. In this chapter, we are going to study about how the pieces play against each other in the endgame, like queen versus rook, queen versus minor pieces, that is the knight and bishop, rook versus minor pieces. To start with, we will study the endgame, the queen versus rook. I am going to cover this in two videos. In the first video, I am going to discuss about the most important position in the queen versus rook, that is known as Philidor's position. And in the second video, I am going to discuss about the positions you would reach while pushing the opponent king to the Philidor position and how do you play against those positions. Right, we'll start with the Philidor's position. This position was analyzed by great French chess player by name Francois-André Danican Philidor, shortly called as Philidor. He has immense contribution towards the development of modern day chess. If you want to know more about Philidor, please refer the video given in the link about Philidor's opening introduction. Now in chess, the two most important concepts in the endgames is Zugzwang and opposition. Now, Zugzwang is a German word which basically means compelled to move. In chess, as you know, we cannot skip the move if we feel that all our pieces are in correct position, and if we are compelled to move, that means we will be in a disadvantageous position. Now, one such position is the Philidor position. So in this position, the black is in a Zugzwang position. Now you can also reach the Philidor's position in a different configuration. Now this position is also the same Philidor position. However, the position of the queens and kings have interchanged. So please get familiarized with this Philidor position in both the configurations. From now onwards, we'll follow a practice. Whenever I ask you a question, you please stop the video and then analyze this position and come back. Right. Now in this Philidor's position, it's black to move, and I'll give you two moves of black which loses instantly: king a6 and rook b8. Please analyze this position and come back. Yes, the king a6, you can immediately pin the rook and capture the rook. Rook b8, it's a queen a5 checkmate. So that is why the two moves king a6 and rook b8 are not good. Now please analyze what are the other moves available for black and come back. Yes, the moves available for the black are the rook can move along the rank 7 or along the file B. I'll give you some moves which are absolutely bad for black rook. So these are the squares which the black rook cannot move because he immediately loses. Please analyze these positions and come back. So let us discuss these positions. Now the rook cannot move to c7, d7 and e7 because it would immediately be captured by the king or the queen, and he can also not move to the squares b6 and b5 for the same reason. Now let us see what happens if he moves to g7. Here it is a queen d4 check and capture the rook, and similarly if he moves to this position, queen rook b2, again it's a double attack and he is going to lose the rook. So if he moves to rook b4, again This is a double attack and he is going to lose the rook. That is why we can eliminate the squares. So now we'll try to discuss the positions where he would move to rook f7, rook h7 and rook b3 and rook b1. First let us discuss the positions f7 and h7. Now let us say he moves to f7. Please analyze and come back. Yes, so we would always start with check. So here he can move either to b8 or a8. Let us say he moves to b8, queen b2 check. The reason why we are in this diagonal is if he moves to the square c8, then we can deliver the checkmate on h8. So he is forced to come back to either a7 or a8. Here we would give a double attack with a check and capture the rook. So this is how we play against the rook f7. Similarly, please analyze the position when the rook moves to h7 and come back. Yes, so as always, we would start with check. Here you can move to b8 or a8. He cannot come to a6 because it is a checkmate. Now let us say he moves to b8. Here instead of qb2, it is good to go to qb4 because here again we are threatening a checkmate if he moves to king c8. So he is forced to come back to the a file. We will give check. The only square is b8. Now again we'll go to queen b3 because we are threatening a checkmate on g8 if the king moves to c8. He is forced to come back to the a file. So here we'll again give the check, give a2, and now the only move king b8 and now queen b1 and a double attack and we capture the rook. So the only two positions which are left are rook b3 and rook b1. So let us study the position rook b3. Please come back after analyzing the position. Here we would start with check. You can move the king either to king a8 or king b8. If he moves to king a8, it is queen a4 double attack and the rook is captured. And if he moves to a8, again here there are several ways of winning it, but the more faster way would be queen f4. Again the reason is if the king moves to c8, we are getting a checkmate. That is why he is compelled to move to the a file. Here we have queen a4 check and a double attack and capture the rook. Now let us discuss about the last position, rook b1. Please analyze this position and come back. Here again we would start with a check. He might move to a8 or b8. Let's say king moves to king b8. Here we give the check, queen h8. The only move king a7, queen h7, check and a double attack and capture the rook. In this position, let us say he moves to e8. Again, we can continue the same concept. Check. Yes, king is forced to move to a7. Give a double attack and capture the rook. This is the last position to understand. Ideally, we would like to reach the Philidor's position with the opponent's move. However, let us imagine we have reached the Philidor position with our move. Then how do we handle the position? Please analyze and come back. Here what we do is we use a technique known as triangulation. With the help of triangulation, reach the same position but with the black to move. Let us see how do we achieve this. We start with queen d4 check. He cannot move to king a6 because it is a checkmate. So he is forced to move to either a8 or b8. Let us say he moves to a8. Now we give the check, queen h8. He cannot move the rook because queen a1 is a checkmate. So he moves king a7. Now we move the queen to queen d8. Now we reach the same position, but it is black to move. So this is how we use the triangulation method to give back the move to the opposition. Friends, this is how we play the Philidor's position. So please try to understand this position and get familiarized with all the moves of the rook. Once you are good with this Philidor's position, it's all about pushing the king to the corner and reach the Philidor's position. And then from there, you could easily defeat the opponent. And finally, I'd like to kindly request to subscribe to this channel if you are not subscribed. So that's all for this video. Bye for now and happy learning.